To explain better Thomas Wright rule, here we are considering one example where this Thomas Wright rule, which was having 3 rules, will be explained thoroughly. Please watch the previous video for the Thomas Wright rule, the respective rule descriptions and all, because this video is in the continuation of the previous one. Okay. What we have learned from the Thomas Wright rule, we have learned that whenever a particular transaction is going to write something on a data item, and if the younger transaction has already been read that particular data item, then the older transaction will have to be restarted later on. So let us go for one example on this particular rule number 1. See, this is the older transaction T2 and this is the younger transaction T3, because T2 is having timestamp lesser compared to the timestamp of T3. So T2 is older compared to T3. So now here you see this is the respective steps are there. Now whenever this particular value balance y is going to be written, so at first it has read the balance y, then balance y is equal to balance y plus 20, 20 has got incremented, so that is not an issue. Issue is that when this transaction T2 is going to write this balance y on the database, in the meantime younger transaction T3 has read the same data item. So that is, this particular case is actually getting similar with the rule number 1 of Thomas Wright rule. So that's why what will happen? If you allow this one to execute, then this particular transaction T3 will have the dirty read, and that is known as the inconsistency problem, and that is one of the problems, potential problems in concurrency control. Then what we should do? We should wait until this transaction T3 is getting completed. So when the transaction T3 is getting completed, it is getting completed at instant T13. So from the instant T14 with the new timestamp, this particular T2 will be restarted, not resumed but restarted. So from the very first line to the last line, again the transaction T2 will be restarted. So after completion of this transaction T3, the younger one, so younger one is getting terminated, getting completed at T13, and this older one, that is the T2, will be restarted from the new timestamp T14, and the timestamp of that transaction will be also reset with T14. So that was our rule number 1, and this rule we have discussed through one example. Now what about the rule number 2? Rule number 2 is telling that whenever a particular transaction is trying to write something on a data item and younger transaction has already been written on the data item, then the older transaction has to be cancelled out, and that is known as the ignored obsolete write rule. That means there is no need to execute the older transaction. Let us explain this one, this very rule, with one example. See, this is my older transaction T1 starting at instant T1, and T2 is the younger transaction starting at instant T4. Now this is the body is there. Now here it is going to write something onto the database, and the data item name is balance Z. The data item name is balance Z. Okay. T1 is the transaction which is the older one. It is starting from the instant T1, and T3 is another transaction which is the younger one and starting at the instant T6. Now see, in T1, after carrying out some set of operations, it is trying to write something on the database. The data item name is balance Z, and at the instant T14. But the younger transaction which was originated at T6 has already been written onto the balance X. After updating this particular balance X with 100, this balance Z has got written onto the database. So if you allow this particular T1, the older transaction 1, to write something on this particular balance Z onto the database, then obviously this particular transaction's update will get cancelled out. So this particular transaction T1 will have to be terminated, and it is known as obsolete write rule. It will not be allowed to write on this balance Z and balance Z value onto the database. So it is following this particular rule number 2. So that means this T1 has to be, this particular T1 has to be ignored and the write operation will not be carried out. So that is our rule number 2 in Thomas write rule. Otherwise the transaction will carry out the writing operation. So in this way we have discussed Thomas write rule in the previous video and the explanation with a proper example in the current video. I think you are getting the issue. Thanks for watching this video.